everybody, it's your girl, PJamma with PJammaLyfe. And today, on a dark and stormy night, we are here with a couple of really interesting movie and TV shows, and we're going to talk about the Emmy nominations. Some really interesting people in the categories, but also some real big snubs this year. And so we'll also talk about the finale of Miss Marvel, as well as the Tom Holland adventure flick, Uncharted, based on a video game. So we have our video guru guy, as well as Marvel guy. Pat, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Can't wait to talk about these things.
And our guru, who's holding one of the droids from Star Wars. Say hey, welcome back. David, say hey to the people.
Hello, everybody. BB-8, and I would like to say it's great to be back. I spent a couple of weeks in the Bacta tank trying to get over my COVID, and it's great to be with you to talk about these shows and to see what's going on in the world of the Emmys. Right, BB-8?
I think he agrees. So why don't we first take a look at the Tom Holland video game adaptation of Uncharted.
My family has been looking for this one for a very long time.
What the hell am I doing here and not somebody else? You see anything? What the hell? Come on! Huh. See? That's all I ask. Little faith. Okay, whoa, let me guess. Pina colada?
Who wants to go first? Let's have David go first to start us off.
Well, you know, Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you. A little bit of Cocktail, a little bit about some great adventures. I don't play this video game. It's not nearly as cool as Pong, but I really enjoyed the movie. It was a lot of fun. Spider-Man, I think, has a lot of charm. This was a good flick. You know, there were a few little echoes or Easter eggs that kind of remind me of some other films. One of the Mummy movies, they had kind of a flying boat. I recall that's when they had the old galleon there in the air. It kind of reminded me of this. But this was a fun summer lark. Get the popcorn, get the peanuts, get your Coca-Cola, and it's just a fun way to kind of twist the night away, as Sam Cooke might say. Right, BB-8?
Oh.
Well, he disagrees, but...
That's what I was going to say. Does he disagree?
He doesn't sound too happy. And watch your language, young man. That wasn't really that good for... this is a family show, BB-8. Come on.
All right, Patrick. Tell us what you think.
Wow. You know...
Have you played this video game?
I have not.
Okay.
But I will tell you that perhaps, based on our experience, it might be best if they just quit making movies based on video games. This was not that great. I mean, it was as you know, Dave hinted, it was like they took chunks out of a whole bunch of movies, just put them together and said, "Oh yeah, this will work. Let's put it together. Oh, it's a video game too, so we'll get that younger demographic in here because they play the video game." And it wasn't Mortal Kombat bad, but it was not great. I'm just gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's like they took, like he said, the Mummy. They took Romancing the Stone. They took
Cocktail.
Which one?
The bartender is Cocktail, man.
Cocktail. I mean, they took a whole bunch of popular culture tropes, put them in a blender, poured it out, and said, "Hey, look, great movie, man." It felt like they were phoning it in, and Mark Wahlberg is horrible. Ever since, I'd be hard pressed to tell you the movie I saw him in that I really liked him in recently. So I mean, I get it.
Oh,
He's got to make money too. I'm not mad, but it was not a great movie. I was underwhelmed.
okay. Well, I like David. Thought it was cute, fun, and the whole family could watch it, right? So there was nothing in it that was like unsettling or anything that, a preteen couldn't watch or something. And the scene with the airplane, that's right out of the video game from what I hear. So
Mm.
they really started with that. And Tom Holland made sure he finished this movie before he did No Way Home. So he is so charming and so like, I mean, he's kind of like this generation's like one of the movie stars of old with all that charisma and goodness. I mean, it's just like he's a good guy, and he's just so cute. I just want to kiss his face and.
So
He's
Jimmy Stewart for the 21st century.
yeah, somebody really like refreshing. You want to watch him, even in the movie. I don't think he used a really bad cuss word. And I mean, he just brings so much joy to things. And so this is something I'm sure a little few years from now, he'll probably try to dirty up his career with some dark, twisted kind of thing. But for right now, I really enjoy him being a really good guy. And this picture, it's not complicated. It's fun. You got fun with it. And Tati Gabrielle, the villainess, oh my gosh, I loved her. She was kind of the saving grace for me because she was a badass from start to finish. Even when something happened to her at the end, she didn't even look scared. She was just kind of like, all right. So I definitely feel like this is a fun summer romp. I think it's something the whole family can enjoy. And just don't think too hard about it and you'll have fun. You know what I mean? So, but I also wanted to ask you guys, is there any video game adaptation that you've enjoyed?
No.
None? I don't
Man,
think
that's a
that's
good
true,
question.
Patrick. I think you loved Free Guy.
That wasn't a video game adaptation. That was
I know, but it was still about video games.
No, wrong answer.
That's just
Try
using the
again.
genre.
It was not a video game adaptation. It's like me making a movie about science fiction saying I'm making a movie about NASA. Yes, I mean it's NASA in the 31st century, but no, it's not. No, it was not a video game adaptation.
I think it is.
Mortal Kombat was horrible. The Sonic movie.
Okay, we already know about Mortal Kombat, but I'm talking about of all the ones that you.
Well, what other
seen,
movie? Which other movies can you think of? I can think of Sonic's. Sonic's
okay,
trash.
Sonic the
Street Fighter
Hedgehog.
with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Terrible.
Assassin's Creed.
Horrible.
I like the Assassin's
I've got a
Creed.
board game for you. I've got a
all
board
those
game.
heavy hitters in it kind of saved it for me. It was like 4 or 5 Oscar winners in it. What's some more? You guys help me. You all watch video games.
I'll tell you, it's not a video game, although it's an electronic board game. Battleship.
Battleship. That one was kind of terrible.
Terrible.
1980s music.
Jumanji became a video game after the movie, and so Jumanji was good, but they were so good they made a video game, a board game. There's a board game.
Yeah, that was kind of after,
and it was afterwards. So it was the right order. You make
kind of. Well, we could say the remake was based on a video game. Hey, there's Star Wars. That was a video game, so I think we like that one.
I think the movie might have came out first, just maybe.
Yeah,
just like saying E.T. had a video game too. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
sorry, but whatever.
Yeah, there's some that are enjoyable, but I just take things for what they are and look at them. But I just feel like this one was fun, so it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's based on the strength of Tom Holland and Tati Gabrielle. I would recommend a family to watch. And it's a Saturday afternoon kind of flick.
I am curious now that you mentioned it. What is the worst thing you've ever seen? Just so we get a baseline. What do you consider the worst?
Yeah, that's a great question, Patrick. Talk to us, man.
Oh yeah.
God, I don't. There's so many different ways to answer that.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I can tell you the movie that grosses me out, and I don't ever want to watch it again. Is Squirm. About electrified worms that go and start eating the townspeople. It's horrible. It's scary.
That's a bad movie.
I still like cringe when I see it. But
there was a Phantom of the Opera starring Freddy Krueger. That was just a gory blood fest. That was awful. Lindsay Lohan's movie as a stripper where she got gangrene or something and her fingers fell off. That was pretty nasty.
That sounds delightful.
What has been your worst movie of all time, Pat?
It's
harder to think about than you think.
Well, I think back to I remember one movie that has been for a lot of years my worst, and it just kind of my go-to worst. And I remember seeing it like I was like maybe a junior in high school or something. It was Alan Quartermain in the City of Gold. It was a Richard Chamberlain film, and it was so bad. I even knew it was bad when I was in 10th grade. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone. Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone.
Terrible. So bad. So bad.
Yep. It's so many things out there. David, what's your all-time worst?
Well, that Freddy Krueger as the Phantom of the Opera was pretty bad, but I'm going to go with the movie Shadowlands.
I don't
know. Shadowlands.
It's based on a book, right?
It was based on a book, and it was so long and so bad. And there were 4 of us watching it. We watched it because one person, and that person had already seen it again, and we could have watched something fun and goofy like The Rock. But Shadowlands, Anthony Hopkins, that was
it moved glacially at best.
Yeah. Well, okay, now I think of one that I literally my husband had to stop me from walking out of the theater, which was Bringing Out the Dead. I think it was Scorsese or one of them, and Nicolas Cage. It's horrible. It's terrible. It's the worst. That and Malignant. Those two are probably up there for me. But yeah, there's been some real stinkers that and sometimes things are so bad they're good. And I have a soft place in my heart for like Rubber. If you catch that on Netflix, it's about this killer tire that goes around killing people.
The Killer Tomatoes.
I would almost say any Adam Sandler movie past the first 3 are all in the worst movies of all time.
They really are bad. Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Nicolas Cage has a ton of
cult classic for bad.
Nick Cage has a bunch of them too. But you know what? I'll watch the Nick Cage ones because he at least laughs about them, and he has a sense of humor about it. He wasn't like I was really trying to make a really artistic statement about how how life is. He's like, I just need a paycheck, dudes. And I'm like, okay, get it, man.
Yeah. And that Cosmic Sin, was that one with Bruce Willis we watched last year?
That was pretty bad. You're right.
I can't with Bruce Willis's condition. I can't make one of those. Those are bad. BB-8, what about you? Really?
Rise of Skywalker?
No.
Last Jedi.
No.
Last Jedi for BB-8.
That's some BS. We're gonna move on because y'all gonna make me mad.
I heard that.
Hey, if the star says it's not.
I heard the entire last 3 movies was what I thought I heard, but maybe I'm wrong.
But let's move on to
thumb down.
Next.
Back on the track, she says.
Title. The finale of My Little Boo Boo Bear, so cute. I just want to squeeze her cheeks and hug her and kiss her. Miss Marvel. Let's take a peek.
Salam alaikum, Jersey City, baby!
We were part of history.
Everyone keeps asking me, Ruby, do you know who she is? Of course, if I knew who she was, I wouldn't tell you here.
She looks so familiar.
I am the light girl.
You're what? Oh my god! I had no idea! Oh, Toba!
You told them already?
I only told Abu.
What up?
I know. My mom would kill me if she found out I had a boyfriend and that it was that one.
Did you hear that? I'm her boyfriend.
Any questions?
So we're gonna stop damage control with softballs?
Okay, I want to go first. I thought this was a cute series. Kind of a teenagery kind of drama with all the elements of kind of teen dramas. Love interest, multiple love interests, a girl trying to find herself. Actually dealing with some important issues around the culture of Pakistani Americans. You got a good sense of history, talking about the culture and the separation of India and Pakistan, how that kind of came about. So I thought that was an important piece of history and culture to bring to a superhero kind of show. So I thought it was super cute. There was nothing to me offensive in it. It was light. It was like fun. And she is the most adorable actress out there. I think if her and Tom Holland got together, they would just have like the cutest babies. They would just be so cute and full of joy. They would just have like little like halos around them. They're so cute and adorable. And but really fun series. Nothing to the whole family could watch it. Your preteens, your younger kids can watch it. It's not offensive in any way. And so we need that too. Everything can't be, deconstructed dramas around trauma and difficulties. You need something fun and lighthearted. Everything else going on is terrible in the world. So something like this, nice to have, and something simple and easy. Pat, what did you think? You're a guru of Marvel.
I really did like a lot. I mean, so much of it. It was it was a little hard when I first started because it really was a throwback that felt like when my kids used to watch the Disney series, the Disney Channel and what have you. It had that feel, which didn't really appeal to me as a 55-year-old dude, which I'm just saying. I mean, but I was familiar with it. I was aware of it because I have kids. And so it was kind of weird, but I got past it, and it really was good. And like you said, it did tackle some difficult subjects, about and presented a viewpoint that perhaps a lot of us haven't experienced.
Right.
Now, I'm going to talk about spoilers. So if you don't want to hear things about this show and what's coming up, then you should probably just put your earbuds on and earmuffs.
This will be the 8th.
Okay. Oh my God. The last 4 minutes of that movie, 6 minutes if you count the trailer too. Okay. This is taking the traditional Marvel, what has become a hallmark of Marvel, and putting something in post-credit scene. Yeah. So they're definitely leading you into the movie. I think it's Christmas, maybe. I'm trying to remember when The Marvels is coming out, which is going to have Brie Larson and Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau from the WandaVision series, who played Photon, or Ms. Marvel, Captain, and several of the, her name switched during, parts of the late 90s. Anyway, all the Marvels are going to come together. And even more exciting is that last little conversation between her and her what I call Ducky guy, the guy who wants to be her boyfriend, but she's not into him, the Duck Man. If you watch Pretty in Pink, you get my reference. So he's saying, I you know, 'cause I'm all sciencey. I analyze your blood, and there's like a mutant gene in there. And
yes.
the best part was they played the X-Men music in the background just a little bit. And you're like, holy shit, this is the first mutant really being identified as a mutant in the Marvel universe. So I'm like, oh yeah, we're coming in. We had Professor X in the Multiverse of Madness. Now we got the hint of Kamala Khan's going to be a mutant. That's where her powers come, is not the bangle. I mean, you're getting we're definitely making strides, and I can't imagine we're not more than a year or two out from having an actual X-Men movie of some kind coming into the
And our friend of the show, Larry Houston Jr., has said that there's going to be a remake of the X-Men from the 90s now coming out. So that's coming out soon. And so we'll get more X-Men, new X-Men animated series, shows, and movies. So, yes. And I'm going to have him back.
I mean, that is literally, I would say, half of Marvel's universes. It deals with the mutants and all the mutant attached things. I mean, there's some really cool stuff, and the Fantastic Four has been hinted at now. Maybe they'll do it right this time. Third time's a charm. Good God, we got to get right past. I mean, the first two weren't terrible. The ones with
the first one was okay.
Where Chris Evans was Johnny Storm, and Alba was Sue Storm. Oh yeah. I knocked my mom down to get to that.
No, I'm talking about Chris Evans.
Yeah, okay, sure. Maybe not my mom, but anyway. But I mean, it's just that those weren't bad. I mean, the way they portrayed Doom was terrible. Dr. Doom.
Love the actor though.
He was a good actor.
Love him.
Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
Sure, he's fine, but he was terrible. He was working with bad material.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do what you can do with it. I mean, if someone you can't make a souffle out of a pile of straw, and they were trying to make him do that. But I mean, maybe they'll do X-Men right, because Dr. Doom is like he could be the big baddie if Kang doesn't turn out to be the big baddie.
I think Kang is going to be the big baddie,
as they hint at. But you know what? I mean, Doom could be the better one. I mean, and with have any of you seen Thor yet?
No.
Okay, well, I won't talk about things. Anyway, but I mean, there's some hints that other things could be coming, and you never know where they're going to go. I mean, Doom is like one of the titans of the landscape for bad guys. He was a dual threat. He was just as smart as Reed Richards, and he has as much sorcery as Doctor Strange almost, and I mean, there's a real good chance he could be a bad. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I was really excited. It was so cool to see them. They're slow. They're not being like I would be, where I just jump in the pool. They're putting their toes in, going, "Ooh, I get my toe on my foot now." Oh, my ankle. They're just slowly getting in the pool. Get in the pool.
Yeah. That's gonna be awesome.
I really did. I did like Ms. Marvel. It was well done. It grew on me. The first couple episodes were a little tough because I didn't have any context, and it had a really, 90s teen Disney Channel vibe. But it worked good, and it, like you said, it did deal with some difficult subjects. So sorry, didn't mean to talk too much.
Yeah, nope. I can tell you're excited about it, so that's what we like. And David, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. I really liked the first episode. In the middle, I lost my steam a little bit, but 5 and 6 were really good. Powerful to talk about the history aspect of things. So I think I really applaud the fact that we got a little bit more about, in this context. I mean, it at least gets you're interested if you want to do some of your own research on, a hot spot in the world and some of the challenges that took place, that continue to take place. A great family show. I love the fact that you see this immigrant family as just the people that you could love. You'd want them as your neighbors. You see the connections, the humanity behind it. And again, Marvel creates heroes and heroines that are very relatable to people of all ages. And I applaud that. And I think this one continues. A lot of foreshadowing for things to come, as Pat said. He's right on about that. good show. Enjoyed it, and it's almost in a separate category compared to some of the other
Yeah.
Marvel-esque shows.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was good, and something I would look forward to watching again. I think the young lady, the actress, is really wonderful. She is so charming, and
Yeah.
I wish her all the best personally and professionally as
Yeah.
she gets into more of these movies. This is a launching pad for that, and I hope she just has some really continued success. She was good. She was a lot of fun to watch.
She's a doll baby, and PJammaLyfe just loves Iman Vellani. Is her name? Watch out for her in the future. I mean, she can like lead a franchise. So let's see, and Twitter and Reddit and all these other things. Leave these kids alone and let them flourish and not be mean to them. There's so many mean people out there that they need to cut it out. So
BB-8 gave it a thumbs up too as a fellow Disney employee. So BB-8 was
awesome. All right, now let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's see what's up with it. The 2022 Emmy nominations are out this week. Got a bunch of surprises. Got a bunch of snubs. A lot of shows that have been around a long time retiring. Didn't get picked. New shows surprisingly got picked. And let's look at the first one, which is drama series. I'm going to tell you what I thought was my favorite of the year. Squid Games! Yes! Squid Games, 100%. I'm so glad it got most nominations for a Korean film, Korean series ever. Well worth it. Got a ton of nominations, and acting and directing and best. So I'm like 100% down for outstanding drama. Okay, who else wants to talk about their pick for outstanding drama?
Well, I love Squid Games, but for me, Succession. A show of horrible people vying for control of an empire. Love the show. It takes a little while to get into it, but once you do, man, you get into how just horrible these people are. And I learned a new way to say goodbye to people, which I won't share on this show from that. Patrick smiled. He knows what I'm talking about.
He knows how to pissed on him. I can't stand that show. I have to be honest. I can't stand that show. I've watched like the first episode, maybe two, and I was so turned off when the guy like tricked the little kid by telling him that, if you catch this football, then I'll give your family $1 million or whatever. And then when the kid missed it, he was like, oh, well, you just cost your family $1 million. That was cruel. And I was like, I can't bear to watch some crap like that. So it's the worst show to me that's getting all these accolades. I just don't like shows like this. Pat, do you have one?
Well, I thought Severance was really so good. I mean, Adams, it was so good because it was so surprising to me. I mean, it was such an interesting concept.
Yeah.
And Adam Scott was just, it was so interesting to see him in a dramatic role after I've seen him so long. I always think of him as from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
That's where I always
Party Down.
So, I mean, he was. So it was interesting to see him playing this really serious, and to be honest, Ben Stiller is the director of that, creator of that. So
fantastic.
I mean, again, surprising because it's not his usual thing, So I thought that was the one I enjoyed the most out of that group.
Yeah,
the game was good, but it was just so weird. And, I mean, they were all weird. Stranger Things, Yellow Jackets. I mean, Stranger Things. This season was not as great as the first. I mean, when it first came out, it was so surprising, and now it's just kind of like, okay, we get it. Yeah. You're going to save the world again. And it's interesting to see some old familiar faces come back in that. The Paul Reiser and the Matthew Modine. and see them as old dudes now, because you haven't seen them do anything for years. Here they are, boom, back in as familiar people.
I know.
My Two Dads.
Yeah.
A recreation of My Two Dads.
Oh my God, My Two Dads.
And Ozark would be my second choice, really. I loved Ozark. God,
Can't get into it.
Glad it's over.
Laura Linney, I can't look at her now without seeing Wendy Testenberg. I mean, she
crushed it.
She became that. I mean, that's just how good she was in that.
Yeah. A bunch of mean people doing mean things.
I mean, it was a terrible thing, but it was great.
I don't like that kind of stuff. You know me.
I know you like it. It's amazing that you don't like it because you like everything, but here we are. So
no, there's not. Nope, that's not true. I don't like everything. I just like what I like. Okay, now let's look at comedy series. For me, it's kind of a tie this year. Ted Lasso and Abbott Elementary. Two different kind of flicks, but Ted Lasso this year. Oh my goodness, just amazing and fantastic. But they already won last year. They won a bunch of everything last year. So I'm kind of rooting for Abbott Elementary because I just think it was a really nice, interesting, cute show talking about teachers in a mockumentary style. I liked it. How about you, David?
I like Barry, but I don't call it a comedy, so I don't. It's not in the category. It's weird. But of these, I like Abbott Elementary. I thought it was really good. It's a fun cast. It's got that Office, Modern Family, genre. I care about teachers that care, and that's neat. It's the when that girl knocked out all the power in the school trying to fix the lights, man. That was something that I could have done. So I enjoyed it. It's a good show.
And what's her name? Jeanette, the principal? Hilarious kind of character.
Oh, she is.
We haven't seen somebody like that before. So
since the Office, and you had someone in charge who's totally incompetent. Yeah.
Oh man, but confident.
Definitely somebody who could work at special.
You know what I mean? It's hilarious. So she's kind of a breakout. And I really enjoyed that show. What about you, Pat? Got any thoughts?
Well, I always have thoughts. I love Ted Lasso so much. I mean, I this really do. But if I were to pick something besides Ted Lasso, and just because Ted Lasso has always been, I'd say What We Do in the Shadows because it is over the top.
Did that get a nomination for comedy series?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God! This year, then it's just. That comedy, What We Do in the Shadows is my jam. Oh no, Pat is frozen. Can we hear you, Pat? No, Pat is frozen.
Well, the power's not better in that room than the other room, it seems.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with What We Do in the Shadows. So many good episodes this season. Just knocked it out of the park. Okay.
You're back. Good.
There he is. Okay. So, lead actress in a drama series. It was kind of they were missing some people I wanted to see, but Reese Witherspoon in The Morning Show. The Morning Show itself was just incredible. And I just love that show on Apple TV Plus. So she was the only one I kind of dug the most. So for me, it was Reese Witherspoon. How about you, David?
Of this cast, I'd probably go with Laura Linney. I'm not a huge fan of Ozark, but I think she is an amazing actress. I'm there with Pat on that. I think she can become any of these characters, and I really applaud her skill and talent. So I'm going to go with her.
We're doing drama?
Yeah, lead actress for drama.
Okay. Yeah, Laura Linney. Hands down.
Yeah, okay.
Hands down.
Boo. Okay, let's do lead actor for comedy. For me, 100% Donald Glover in Atlanta. That show this year, incredible. Incredible. Talking about some really tough issues, and really like it was so like surreal. I think they called it like surreal kind of interesting take on race and class and the culture right now. Just out of the box. Fantastic. I loved it. 100%. Donald Glover, Atlanta. If you haven't watched those 6 episodes, I think it's only 6. Get yourself on Hulu or FX and watch it. And then come talk to me about it. Because I got thoughts. Pat, what's yours in comedy lead actor?
You know, I don't have any real strong feelings on anybody, to be really honest. I mean, Jason Sudeikis is good. Steve Martin, you know.
Yes.
Or, you know, Donald Glover, Bill Hader.
Yes.
Always kind of, and, you know, and I do like Nicholas Hoult for a lot of things. I loved him in so many other things that were not this, but so I mean, I'm kind of pulling for him. He was in the X-Men, the original one, the first class ones. He was also the War Boy in Mad Max. Fury Road. Oh yeah, he's the one that he's going to ride Eternal, all shiny and chrome. Yes, you know.
Oh wow,
great.
Cool.
I mean, I really pull for him because I love him. I haven't seen a show though, but I have no real strong feelings in this one.
Yeah. How about you, David?
Well, since there are 2 of us here tonight, we're going with the Dos Amigos of Martin and Steve
I
Martin.
wish they would tie, you know, and then they would win with a tie, and they both could win.
only Murders in the Building is fantastic. I love the show, and I'm rooting for those 2 guys because it is charming. It's just such a fun show. And this season, 2nd season, still a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, lead actress in a comedy. I'm going with Quinta Brunson because Abbott Elementary, I just loved her. She just, I mean, to start off as a YouTuber, I think, in the early days of when people were out here doing it to now BuzzFeed kind of clips, and then now to be her show nominated for Emmys. Incredible. She's just fantastic. So I'm rooting for all Black people. So I'm rooting for Quinta Brunson the most. Whose mom is a teacher, and the show is kind of based on stories she heard from her mom. How about you, Patrick?
Yeah, I like Issa Rae.
Oh,
sure. That's just such it's such an interesting voice. I mean,
yes.
I guess the reason why I'm not as big on Abbott Elementary is it feels like the office that they put into a school, and so it's kind of got that feel. So it's not as new, but Issa Rae's Insecure is totally something new, which I enjoyed a lot. Yeah, so that's who I'd be on that group.
It's so close. Either one. I want them to tie, and then they both win. David, what do you think?
Of this grouping, I think I'd have to say I'm going to go with a write-in candidate of Selena Gomez because I think that the 3 amigos for that show were great, and I don't think the show works without her. So I'm actually going to put Selena Gomez.
Okay.
Everybody,
violating the rules, so we're going to move on.
Hey, did you get rules? I didn't get rules. Did you get rules?
I heard no rules.
Yeah, I know rules on PJammaLyfe. So, okay, this one, I don't care what nobody say. The outstanding variety special is the Oscars. 100%. The Oscars had the biggest moment in television. I mean, it's like incredible. And what happened, but before the slap happened, it was just an amazing production. And then that happened. And then they still had it was just amazing. I mean, it was the worst, but I still thought it was a cultural moment that you don't get. And it definitely deserved to. I just want to see somebody get up there and talk about it. Oh my God, that would be so amazing. It'll be interesting to see. What do you guys think? Variety special.
I really just don't care about the
Oh.
variety specials. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm like, ooh, let's have a self-congratulatory moment with everybody, and accidentally had a moment. I'm like, it's like we're talking about a show that's going to do the same thing eventually. But I'll watch it the day after. I'll look who won. There you go, good deal.
What's when the Oscars puts out the folding metal chairs and tables, then we'll know that they've just gone full
WWE.
raw.
Yep.
But WWE, for me, another write-in candidate for this show. Have to do it. Best production of anything I've seen all year. The January 6th Congressional Hearing Committee. That is the most riveting, powerful thing that I have seen. Lead actress
keep seeing it too.
Liz Cheney for president. This was an amazing program. I can't wait till next week till we see who the real traitor is. They're going to announce it right then. It's going to be great. They've got an orange jumpsuit that's going to match somebody's hair. I can't wait. BBA.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree with that one, but I mean, this has been something else. I mean, it's been up.
That'll be a next year. Sorry, it didn't make the line for this year.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think it made the cut this year, but maybe next year. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface, so I think there's more to come. So this is real life drama that is riveting.
Whoops, I got to delete a few text messages. Hold on, everybody. Can't let these people see us.
Wait, you're working for the Secret Service now? What the hell?
Yeah, you better watch it. Okay, now, outstanding animated show. For me, it was What If. And Chadwick Boseman is also nominated as best actor in an animated show. But What If was so different and so unique, and really it really kind of also helped to lead into these next Marvel movies and series in such a brilliant way that for me, What If is just incredible. Each story was so different and unique and crazy and wild and heart-wrenching to hear Chadwick Boseman's voice one more time, and that episode, the end of it was just incredible to me. So What If for me. What about you all?
I'm going
What If. Your show
is
in there, Pat. Bob's Burgers in there or something?
Yes, it is. And I was about to say, I really, really love Bob's Burgers. It's such a good, fun show every single week. Delightful. I feel for everybody in it. The characters are all well developed. They all got unique little things and quirks, and it's consistent and it's good and it's consistently funny, which is even harder to do considering how long it's been out there. Hell, The Simpsons is also up too, and it's been out there for 3/4 of my life, probably almost dang near.
I have not watched The Simpsons in decades now. It just fell off to me.
True. I mean, and Rick and Morty, love it. I love Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
My thoughts on Rick and Morty.
It's so good. So of course, yeah, it's delightful. Right. But I would probably go with Bob's Burgers here. I'd like to see win. I love What If, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big Marvel guy, and it actually has good. It has a good basis in the comics and everything, so I do enjoy that a lot. But it was, I like Bob's Burgers, just have an emotional attachment to it, but I also have an emotional. I'm torn. Yeah.
David, what about you?
What If? And for me, what was great about that is in this one show, you had a little bit of everything. You had a lot of different things, which gives it a nod for creativity. You had Chadwick. You also had Haley Atwell, which huge fan of hers. It was love Agent Carter. Great to hear her voice.
Yeah.
Spoiler, if you haven't seen it, she's in Doctor Strange too, kind of bulked up, looking like she's working for the Russian Olympic team, but fantastic as always. I think it was creative. and a wonderful way to connect the show with the movies.
Yeah.
So Miss What If, there it is for me.
Yeah. And now let's get to the snubs.
Oh.
My big snubs were Oscar Isaac not getting nominated for Best Actor for Moon Knight. I mean, come on now. He was incredible doing the different people and the different personalities. And then I mean, I just thought he was amazing. I was like, come on now, y'all gotta step it up, because he did a fantastic job. And then Blackish, that got a big snub, but I don't really like Blackish, so I don't really care. But Bridgerton not getting nominated, I was mad because I love Bridgerton. That was awesome. It was just fantastic. So that was some BS. And then I guess a really big one, well, two big ones, Reservation Dogs not getting nominated.
Yes.
That was some BS on the real, because that show was incredible. I mean, first time seeing life for indigenous people in the US in a funny yet thoughtful way. I mean, incredible. Some of the trash that got nominated, I was like, nah. And Yellowstone not getting nominated, I think it was completely snubbed. And so, people are mad about that. But what do you guys think about the snubs?
Well, I gave one. In all seriousness, I really do think that Only Murders in the Building was such a great show. I do think Selena Gomez was really deserving of recognition there, because the camaraderie of the three of them made that show work. And so I do think, and there's three people, two of them get nominated and one doesn't. I think that's an incredible snub when it's a wonderful show. And I realize, I think there was a song about her. It said, "My mama likes everybody, but she doesn't like you." Her acting, man, I loved her. I thought she was great, and I thought the show was wonderful. And Selena, if you are watching PJammaLyfe, and I hope you are, really, you should have got nominated, because I think you're fantastic in this. That, for me, that would be the biggest one. And I got to be honest, unless we're watching it, I'm not. Unless we're watching it as a team, I'm not really watching it. I don't have any time to watch anything else.
Yeah,
got ball, got work, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right, BPA? Yep.
Yeah.
BPA agrees.
Well, that's why I watch it, so you don't have to. Pat, what was your thing thinking about all the shows from last year? What was your biggest snubs?
Nothing stands out as a big snub. I mean, when you say Bridgerton, I was like, no, that was absolutely proper to have that pushed off to the side. I'm like, oh my god,
it was really great.
It was a retread. Anyway, so I
love the facial expressions.
It did not blow my skirt up. So I was like, fine. I mean, there's nothing.
Well, if you were on that show, your skirt would have blown up, because everybody's skirt was getting blown up on Bridgerton.
I know, right?
Blown up in the best way.
Oscar Isaac did do a really good job, but the problem was, it's like he was trying to elevate a show that was confusing at best. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably one of the weaker ones that they've done on Marvel so far. But I enjoyed the character. I thought it had a lot of promise, but it just didn't. It didn't seem to move properly. So I mean, it makes it hard for someone who's doing a really good job to elevate and move a truck. You can maybe be the best F1 car driver in the world, but they put you behind a broke down 72 Nova with one tire is about half flat. You ain't gonna drive very fast. So I mean, I didn't feel anybody super got cheated. So
yeah. And it was hard this year because COVID affected so many productions that, what could have been like a great year got shut down, and then they had to come back. And so I don't know if the quality of everything was where it needed to be a lot of time, but there were some glimmers of really interesting stuff. And now with everything back, hopefully this new variant won't shut things down again. We can get back to some really quality production. So we'll see, but man, it's gonna be good. September 12th, 8 p.m. I think it's on ABC. I think it's on ABC.
I think so. But I do want to say one thing. They've got the limited show. We didn't talk about that in great detail, but a show that I did watch that we didn't talk about, Inventing Anna.
Yes.
That was incredible. The young woman from Ozark.
Yeah.
She was great in her bizarre, crazy character.
Fantastic.
And this is based on a true story.
Yeah.
Real person, really happened. If you want to know how to get things without paying for them, watch this show. This is a blueprint. You might go to jail, but this is a blueprint for being with the rich people and hanging out. If you act like you belong, they will let you take a Lear jet across the country and then figure out who gets to pay for it later. But in all seriousness, Inventing Anna was fantastic.
On a serious note, though, if you are a white woman, you can do this, or a white man. If you are a minority, do not try this. Because they are going to throw the book at you and you will be up under the jail. So, yeah, if you are in a certain group, you probably, or sometimes you could get away with it, but not everybody. So,
And if you do come across the other real life on the run criminal of Robert Bondano, let us know. We are wanting to find him and put him away for his con artist and thieving.
Which one?
That's
is
the guy that stole from my aunt. So he's
that guy.
So speaking of a real one, I made jest about Inventing Anna, but you kind of hit it home there. So if you see a guy named Bobby Bondano, speaks 5 languages, contact the FBI because we do want to bring him back to justice.
He's the worst person in America. Boo.
He is.
So, but that's our show. We had some fun talking about some good shows that are wholesome for the whole family, and some some Emmy nominations that you'll get ready to watch in September. And definitely, but come back next week, and we're going to check out the Gray Man on Netflix, and maybe The Lost City, maybe Umbrella Academy, one of those, which I don't know yet, but we'll let you know what we land on. But definitely come back and check us out at PJammaLyfe, fellas. Give the people some final thoughts and words.
Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
That's right. And from BB-8 and myself, may the force be with you.
Oh, nice. And get your shot, get your booster, or get vaccinated. Right. This new variant is no joke. So,
and if you have COVID, go hang out with your buddies that you've never met before. Because really nice to you.
Don't do that at all. And we'll see you next time, COVID free.
Typhoid David.
PJammaLyfe. Take care. Bye.